Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Sol.
Oh, hi everybody. Forgive me as I eat a little bit of food. Spare you from watching me, but we'll get started soon. Hi Rashida. Hi Sol. Hi Valerie.
Hey, Primo.
Good to see you this weekend, Sol.
Yeah, definitely. It
How did the event go?
went pretty well. It went pretty well. We had a good little turnout and, performances and kids and all that good stuff. So I thought that it went well.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm getting out the info for our stuff this like tonight to my network and seeing what I could do to get this. Are we gonna, I'll wait till the meeting start. So I started thinking about some stuff.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll get started in like 2 minutes.
All right. All right.
We'll just start at 7:05. Who we got? Is that Khalid or is that Mia?
It's Khalid, Prima. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Good Monday.
Yeah. It's Tuesday.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that's where I am.
At least it's not a day ahead of when you thought it was.
I know, right? Well, we make that mistake all the time in the office, like thinking it's a Friday when it's really Thursday, and we're like, oh no, one more.
Yeah, that's tough.
So Khalid, is there stuff going on in the office now? Like, cause I don't live that far. Is any stuff going on? Is any support you guys need every once in a while?
Well, you have to be a lot more specific because, in terms of the office, what we do is mostly administrative stuff on a day-to-day basis.
Mhm.
So that would mean taking in constituent complaints and referring that to the legal agencies, or if there are FOIL requests that we get in from like a constituent, we compile that. Like the only assistance we ever really need is for these events that we plan with the committees. So, volunteers to help with breakdown and setup and outreach, physical flyering or so forth. Last summer we did mass distribution events, and it was really just Mia, myself, and Dante on the corners, giving out mass to constituents. So when we do things out on the field, that's when we really need the support. But in office, not really. And we also have an intern, and she's doing very well. So we're good on that end.
Okay. I was just curious. I would like to visit one day. I haven't even really been into the office.
Sure. Yeah, we're open 9 to 5.
Okay. Yeah, I live not too far, walking distance.
Nice.
Mm. I spoke to 2 people from the Brooklyn Borough office about joining the official, I guess, overall CB9 community. So I spoke to, what's her name, Denise?
I don't know the last name. Did you? So you completed your application and you submitted it before the deadline this year? Is what you're saying?
I sure did, and
Good.
I spoke to Miss Church, and then I believe her name is Denise Richardson yesterday.
Diana Richardson.
Diana. Okay, yeah, sorry. I knew it was a D. Yeah, so I spoke to the both of them about my application. They said, well, that I will be approved and that I should be getting something within a week or 2 or something like that.
Okay. Well, yeah, that'll any correspondence from here on will come from Brooklyn Borough Hall, and then once we're notified of the new board members for the forthcoming session, then we do our follow-up. So yes,
Okay.
maintain correspondence with Carol Ann Church and Diana Richardson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Diane is the former state senator.
Assembly member.
Assembly member.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I was surprised that she called. I knew she was like a big wig or whatever, but I was surprised that I was speaking to her. Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't said a peep to me. So
Hey, you just probably on some automatic pilot for them. They not worrying about you.
I don't know about that. Rashida, did you reapply to come back? You don't have to tell me. That's a personal question. Never mind. Ignore me.
My term, actually, I have another year because I think we're like on it, like, so yeah, mine's is up next year.
Oh, got you. That's good. We got you for another year at least.
Ah.
Should we, yeah, it's 7:07. We should kick things off. Let's get started. Sorry, forgive me. I'm like eating dinner at the same time. But I think one good place to start is actually talking about the education committee's event this last Saturday, the Jackie Robinson Day event, which was hosted in the district not far from where our event will be on June 4th. And so I don't know, Sol was there. I was there for the setup portion of the event. And it was led by the board chair, Melanie Lewis of the Education Committee. Sol, do you want to say a little bit about the event? I feel like you're in that committee, so you can certainly speak to it better than I can.
I'm sure. So the event went well. We had, we were there for a couple of hours from 12 to 4. And there was performances. So I emceed. There were various vendors there. So the library was there. They were somewhat a part of the planning process. There were kids who were in from the school. So there's 3 schools there: Exceed Charter, PS 375 and MS 320. Jackie Robinson Middle School were there. So kids performed. One of the kids did like some quotes of Jackie Rob. So they were able to learn. There was a documentary shown on Jackie Robinson, as well as some like arts and craft activities. It wasn't really a batting cage. It was actually someone throwing a ball and you hitting it and things in terms of activities going on there. And then there were food, water, drink. I don't know if we had quite 100 people, but I would say maybe like at least 70 or 60 or 70 kids. I'm gonna assume, but I don't know the official number. And I think overall it was a good event. And, I'm glad that I was a part of the planning process and, wanting to make it grow and be something even bigger every year, because this is something we're going to want to do yearly.
Awesome. Thank you. I think that we can certainly learn a bit from the event. I think they brought in some cool vendors. I was struck by the fact that they had nice T-shirts made for the event that they were able to hand out, and then they got all the food from a local Black vendor, which was good. Khalid, would you mind taking minutes for us, please?
Sure thing, Prima.
Thank you, Khalid. And so, Sol, I hope that you and others share that with Dante as he thinks about who he wants to buy products from.
Okay.
Oh, Todd Gale. Interesting. Hey, Todd. Welcome to the Youth Services Committee meeting. Todd, did you want to share anything? Todd is from New York Cares.
Good evening. Thank you. Nothing to share at the moment. Sorry for my tardiness.
Oh, no worries at all. So, Todd, we're just to catch you up on the last 2 minutes. We were talking about the Jackie Robinson Day event that was hosted at I guess the Jackie Robinson School down here / MS, what is it, 354, something like that. There's a few schools in that building, Exceed Charter School. And that was done by the Education Committee, which is kind of the closest cousin to the Youth Services Committee for CV9. And about 70 kids come out, and parents and all that, and hosted a few different activities, gave some food. And Todd, we're beginning to really plan our participation in the larger Community Board 9 fair that is scheduled for June 4th, Saturday, June 4th, and it'll run from 11 to 4 p.m., 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we'd love to have you there if you want a table. Largely what we're doing is having all of the different committees come together and provide resources to the community via tabling and some physical resources as well. I just went to the Community Board 14 fair, but I think New York Cares would be a great thing to have at the fair. If you or any member of your team would be interested in coming out and tabling for the event, just shoot me an email, let me know.
Yeah, that sounds great. There's definitely interest in that. Just I can connect with you and we could discuss next steps on how to make that happen.
Awesome, great. We can send you a flyer and like more details and all that stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And then, I think the next thing for us to talk about here on the agenda, pulling it up, the Community Board 14 fair debrief. I know that Joyce went. One of my friends from high school is actually the chair of the Youth Services Committee at CB14, which is funny. They are the original. It's the first time that I've seen her in like 17 years when I went to the event. They are the originators of the Youth Resource Fair. And so, Linda Watson Lord is joining. Sorry, give me a second just to let her in. Okay, so Community Board 14 were actually the first people to put together a youth expo or a job fair. They did it at the LaFrac Center, which was actually, I think, a really cool location to do it in, and maybe something that we would want to look into in the future. For those of you, I think everybody here has probably been to LaFrac, but it's a roller skating rink in Prospect Park towards the south side, towards Parkside Avenue. But you can have the entire roller skating rink floor. They did it on the roller skating rink floor, and then they used 2 rooms adjacent to the roller skating rink to do like mock interviews and like resume help. I think they probably had about 200 kids come out, although they've peaked in the past at like 500-600 kids, and I know that our event has brought in that many in the past as well. They had a number of really great tables there, and so I went around and talked to all of the different tables, trying to get as many folks as possible's information. FDNY, DYCD, I'm like going through this right now. Amazon came out and tabled for them. The NYPD, although I don't know how I feel about this business card that they gave me, so I might not call them. And some different, Girls Who Code, Cypress Hills LDC, and a bunch of other organizations that Special Olympics, Cristo Rey. And so all these people seemed really excited about coming to our event as well. I need to email them and follow up with them to get them into our event. But I think that they have always been a model for us to follow. And I think that it was good for me to go and see what one of those events looks like live. It was obviously smart that they held it outdoors as well. I don't think that we can do kind of the, resume review and interview prep that they were able to do because they had rooms, and we won't kind of have rooms available to us, but it's an interesting thought for the future as well. They were disappointed to have only 200 people come, but it looked like a really full space. And I think that all the vendors who came were happy that they were able to speak to as many folks as they were able to speak to. I thought it was an interesting mix of true job vendors like Target and Amazon, and then also resources for youth to have access to like writing programs, et cetera, et cetera. Definitely a mix of students, although the vast majority of them look like they were high school students, in my opinion. But it was a good event, and I really enjoyed going. Y'all have any questions or thoughts on the CB14 fair?
And where exactly is CB14?
CB14 I'll look up the map, but my understanding is that it's basically like South Park Slope or like south of Prospect Park.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just look it up. Khalid, do you know where CB14 is technically?
You're correct. It's
You're
south.
correct.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I just pulled up the map. Yeah, it's a big district actually. It's Ditmas Park, Flatbush, parts of Kensington, and it goes all the way down to Midwood. I think it goes down to Madison High School. It's kind of, it looks like this going off of Prospect Park from the bottom side. So yeah, they do well. And certainly they're impressive. And I think that, you know, we can get just as many people to come out to our event. I think we'd be great to do 200 people. There were some pieces that I think they were able to do at a individual committee fair that we may not be able to do, but might want to think about. Like, I don't know, Khalid, how are we going to like record names, do check-in? How are we going to count the number of participants that we have? I assume that y'all are talking about that at the district office, but do you know where conversations like that have gotten so far?
Actually, in terms of the logistics for taking in names, no, that has not been deliberated, and I can be sure to bring that up. Usually in the past, we would just have sign-in sheets, clipboards that we distribute from in-house, and you know, we'd have the volunteers hold on to them and collect the signatures from people who pass through. And previously, these events would take place inside of a facility, so it was easier to have a table set up at the entrance or egress, and you know, collect information and outgoing information, you know, from the participants. But because this is going to be an open space, that might be a little bit more difficult, and we'll have to reconfigure signature collection, you know, protocol. So maybe have multiple volunteers just hold clipboards, or we have clipboards at our CB9 table. These are points to be discussed, of course.
We got Linda and then Talicia.
Well, actually, I was going to say what Khalid was saying, but I know because it was outside, I was saying that maybe each table could have their own sign-in sheets that people who come to the table will sign in, and then, you know, Khalid, we could collect them all just in case that, you know, you don't get enough volunteers to walk around, and if they're walking around and people stuff. But if you put them, normally if I do it outdoors, I do this, I put sign-in sheets at each table. So if you come to the police, you sign that you visit there. Sometimes some people might do it twice, but another person said, well, I signed someplace else. But I think it's workable, and if we put it together, we could get it done.
Like that idea, Linda. I mean, every vendor will definitely have a sign-in sheet for those who are interested, and maybe we can ask to, you know, take a picture of it before they leave.
Yeah.
Talicia, go for it.
Hi, everybody. I was going to suggest a paperless trail. So I use a QR code in like my class for kids to do exit tickets on. And it's just a survey, and it's all collected in a spreadsheet. So I wonder if we can like post up some QR codes and ask them like, you know, please sign in. And maybe, you know, at the tables, yes, they probably will have their own sign-in sheets, but maybe it's just a, hey, did you sign in with the QR code? You know, just as another check for them, to make sure that we have as many as many kids filling it out. But I think that might be the easiest way. And for some reason, I feel like kids gravitate towards a QR code because it's something that they can do on their phone.
Perfect.
I agree completely. CB14 used a QR code, and the education committee used a QR code at their most recent event. I think maybe one of the things is like where it gets tricky is like, we're going to need a QR code for the entire fair. And then like, how do we disaggregate the youth from the larger community? That's the only complexity that I can imagine, but it's hard because we don't own this event entirely. But I think that's probably the best suggestion, is to use a QR code for sign in.
If you put the age or put the question around the ages and stuff, would that then?
Yeah, you could. I guess like you want to make it as quick as possible, right? So like adding as few questions as possible, but maybe that's one way to do it, right? Like, yeah, are you like 24 and under?
Right, yeah.
You know?
Say maybe
Some little blocks with the age would be fun, like every 10 years or every 6 years, something like that. Just tick and go. So that could work.
Right.
I was thinking even when like we post up the QR code, maybe it could say like ages 13 to 18 right at the top of it, so they know like that's their QR code.
Yeah, that's interesting too. Cool. Rashida.
Are we gonna have like a table just for like the youth services committee table? Because then I was thinking that if we have just a QR code for like our table, and then kind of as people go, maybe if they go to the, hey, did you sign up? Did you register at the youth services table? And then kind of maybe even say, hey, a giveaway that, anyone that, came for our section, I guess, they'll get a giveaway to make sure that they do register at the youth services table.
I love it. I love us having a table. I love having a giveaway. I still don't think everybody would pass through that table, but we should do it. I don't know if we should run registration through it, but we should. I mean, we should do both probably, right? Like we should have a whole event registration using a QR code, and then we should have a table that also has its own separate registration and has a giveaway. Rashida, what are you giving away? I ain't got no money.
Well, my firm can donate something.
I love it. Okay. Valerie, go for it.
I too am eating my supper here. And I do think that, I didn't want to say that we have to have a raffle or something all the time, but I do think we have to have a draw for the young people to fill out. Because even if we have the QR codes, I don't know how many times I went to the little QR code and I was like, I don't want this. And I turned it off and didn't really give all the information that I really wanted. I just looked at whatever it was and just kind of kept it moving. So possibly if we have a giveaway, I can kind of donate a few gift cards, to some places or whatever to make it, interesting. But I feel that we need our own separate. It's something that's going to make them really put down their true information so that we can have a good response.
I like that. Maybe we can get that woman who was working for the Nets with us last year to donate some net stuff too. She was cool. She was always down for it.
Okay, Primo, I gotta go. I just wanted to come in and give my 2 bits. When I finish work, I might be back.
Thank you, Linda.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate you hopping in. Nick, go for it.
Hi, how's everyone?
Good.
Oh, okay. We're talking about giveaway. I think one of the things we need for the fall is to secure sponsorship. If I don't know if anybody can apply some of the stations, specifically WBLS, they usually, some of the stations have a lot of giveaway stuff. If we could talk to one of them to become a sponsor and give stuff away, that's one of the approach that can be used.
Yeah.
Local banks like Carver Saving Bank and some of the other banks. So I think one of the things I was speaking to Dante is to go and see if we could, I mean, these banks are taking the money in the community and it's a little bit, give a little bit back, either give away pens or whatever they have. I'm sure they have a department that have all those promotional items.
Rashida, I wonder if we can hit up, as a part of this process, the folks who participated in the
financial literacy.
Yeah, like I feel like you were the primary contact for those folks at Carver, and I
Yeah,
forget the other bank.
it was Carver. Well, Carver was the main bank, and then the other lady, she was just a financial literacy person. So I can try to see if the Carver guy is still there. It was the location at the corner of Eastern Parkway and not Eastern Parkway, Empire and Nostrand. I'll reach out to see.
Awesome, thank you. I feel like that would be a great table to have, and they could probably bring some swag too. Nick, I don't know anybody at WBLS, but I'll put that back on you. If you can find a path to WBLS, go ahead.
I'll try to see if I could find the path. I don't have anybody that there, but I could try to dig in some of my memory to see who we could reach out to. So because I think the emphasis is, for example, is bringing as many sponsors as we can. The Chase Manhattan, they're all here in the community, the TD banks and all that stuff. So because this is something I like to propose, that even the district manager to do the reach out to those places.
You should email Dante.
Yeah, I will email him about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that's good for that's a good one for Dante. Current registrants. Move on to like the next item, and I think current registrants for the event. Linda, I think confirmed with like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. FDNY is also confirmed. But I think we're probably only at like 3 right now. I need to reach out to all the folks that I talked to. Again, we're trying to get up to like 15. I think it's going to be easy for us to get there. Sol, I think you're reaching out to some of the folks in your network or already have. Another one is Danique at Flatbush Beacon. So that's 4 confirmed. Hopefully Todd can make it and bring us up to 5. And I think filling in the last 10 over the course of the next month is going to be something that is certainly doable. And, I think CB9 will have a table for themselves. So that's like 6. We're like kind of like halfway there. And Valerie, go for it.
I reached out to Mahmoud Fleury, at the Armory.
Yep.
And they're doing some marketing things, and he's committed to tabling on that day. And also I met a gentleman, I want to say it's the Brooklyn Music School maybe, or Music Academy, somewhere close here in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Have you heard of it?
Brooklyn Music, there's BAM, Brooklyn Academy of Music.
But it's not that, it's another. Go ahead.
You may be talking about the school at Prospect Heights Town School. Brooklyn Academy, they call it basement.
Base, Brooklyn, yeah, you're talking about Brooklyn High School of Music and Theater?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna say no right now, because I think the gentleman told me it's Brooklyn Music School, but because he comes to the Armory, and I chit chat to the people that are there, and he indicates that he is a member of a band, because I was trying to get some live entertainment for that particular day. And I want to say it's something like the Brooklyn Conservancy. I can confirm the actual title before our next meeting or within like a week or so, because I have it written down somewhere, but I can't find it. And they, focus in on youth and, adults learning how to play, musical instruments.
Correct.
So I was thinking that, maybe he can come out with his group, because I gave him the date and the information, and he's going to talk to the director to see if he can come out for that day and maybe play, something to attract people to come to learn how to play music.
Well, I'm working into that sphere also. As a matter of fact, I spoke to that early this afternoon. Last Sunday, PLG Arts had a group, they had a show at Parkside Plaza. And they just sent me the information where they had about a local youth group that was participating. When I get off this one, I'm going to be reaching out to the guy that's in charge, even though he said he has something to do on that day in Bushwick. but I'm gonna see, but it could be there early in the morning, in the earlier part, plus there's for the older people, there's a group that I'm associated, that I know very well, a guy I went to school with, one back called the Ayasu Band, which is a traditional roots reggae band. I spoke to Dante, he told me find out how much it's gonna cost. So that's how the two groups I'm thinking about in terms of entertainment. My idea is the same as you had. Bring some of these most high school have music program if they wanted to come and perform. Since we're going to be right in front of Prospect Heights High School campus, there's a art and music school here. I know they have live music program because I was there when they put it together. We could try to reach out to that school, to that high school, which they're on the second floor in front of the building where we could, next to the park.
I'll put it back on you, Nick. Can you reach out to them?
Yes, I'm planning to do that. I mean, my friend who used to run the program left. I got to find out. But I have some good contact in that school. I know all the principal since the beginning, going back the last 10 years. So
Great.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to go and reach out to them and see if they want to be able to that, because they are right next door. Simply walking out of the instrument and everything is right in the building where this activity is taking place. Me and Warren is working with the Parks Department to get a stage. So I have to check with him to find out where at what point where that is. And then and hopefully we could get a sound system from the DJ, because the district is already committed to bring in a DJ and a sound system. So we have to go and coordinate that.
Okay, so you heard it here, Valerie. There's going to be a DJ. I'll pass it to Todd and then Soul.
Woohoo! DJ.
Yes, that's already committed. They are committed to do that. So he told me to find how much the band I mentioned is going to cost and get back to him tonight by tomorrow.
Well, I'm throwing it out there. My band is free, so you know.
Right. No, because the other older band is been a professional band performing for the last 10, 15 years. So
high school band would be free too.
the high school, okay. So, but PLG Arts, I don't know if you guys did find that what happened at Fox Plaza. It was DJ. What's his name?
I don't know. But I'm gonna pass it to Todd since he's had his hand raised for a little bit. Is that cool, Nick?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Just real quick, just wanted to know what kinds of organizations were you looking for table opportunities? Just because within the kind of New York Cares connections, if I could, I would kind of reach out to see if anyone was interested in tabling. So just wanted to know, like, who were you kind of trying to target? Or
Yeah,
what kind of trying to target?
So we're primarily looking for organizations that, so us as a youth services committee are looking for organizations that provide job opportunities or resources to youth ages 16 to 24. So that's a pretty wide berth, but honestly, Todd, this is going to be the entire community board 9. So all of the committees. So there's a housing committee, there's the public safety committee, there's an education committee for, school age kids below high school. And so honestly, if you've got a big, network of folks, I think you should, think about reaching out to a long list, because I know that lots of our committees would be happy to to host folks. I can imagine that in the New York Cares Network, there's going to be just anybody who can bring resources into the community or provide opportunities or helpful information to families and individuals here would be welcome.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll look into that. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And we can send you a flyer for the larger meeting, for the larger event as well.
Yeah.
Khalid, is that flyer approved yet for the fair?
I can't say that it is. So far, we have just a save the date flyer, which we've been distributing to the commute on the weekly e-blast. But I believe that we're supposed to have a flyer specifically for vendor outreach in draft. But I'll have to have Dante confirm a few in the AM.
Thank you. We should get that.
If I may say something, Dante sent something he called one sheeter that have all the description to all the community chair. so we could share it with the people we plan to invite. And,
Yeah.
And also the last email he just sent just quite a few minutes ago. You could see there was a link in there for any group that like to participate. They could click in and fill in and register right there. And that came in just a few minutes ago.
Okay, did it go to me too?
It should have gone to you. Let me check again because I'm
If you could just forward it to me, just to be doubly careful, that'd be helpful, and I'll send it to
okay.
this week.
Yes.
Thank you. Sol, you've had your hand raised for a minute. Go for it. You're unmuted. You're good.
Okay. Oh, I am unmuted. I didn't know. I thought I was on mute. Yeah. So, I wanted to ask about, I think some of you might have said a little bit about it, but are we contacting or have we contacted the principals or parent coordinators in all of the schools? The Prospect High School, I think, has 4 Clara Bartons across the street. Has there been any contacts to advertise and let people know what's going on there?
Frankly, I do not think so. And that's,
Right.
an important piece.
Okay, I'll do that then. I will reach out to them and let them know that we have this event going on, right across the street.
Awesome. And Talicia, hopefully you can share it with your school network. And then, I'm sure Danique and Jawara will share it with their school as well.
Yes.
And Sol, I think another person to share this with would be the superintendent, Lindsay.
Okay. I'll send it to her too.
Because y'all have a relationship with the education committee.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me know if you need anything, but I think your flyer is sufficient. Is there a QR code on that flyer?
I think that the only QR code is the one that is to the directions to the park.
Right. Okay.
If that, I don't know if there's something else you want, but that's what's on there right now.
No, yeah, I think, Dante sent that. Dante sent a save the date, but I think we need that. Yeah, that's fine.
And what about Medgar? Is there anybody reaching out to any partnerships with Medgar Evers?
I think if you want to own local school outreach, one person should own it. And if you're cool being that person, you should be that person.
All right.
I know that Valerie has a relationship at Medgar Evers.
Yes, I know the person in the Transition Academy, and they may be willing to table. I can ask him if he's willing to come out or have some people to come out to table, because they have tabled at a couple of my events, as well as they tabled at the Armory when we had our back to school event. So they can maybe come out to Transition Academy, because there are a lot of students at Medgar Evers, as quiet as it's kept, that are going through some stuff, that some of them don't have housing, some of them have issues with food, insecurity. So I can reach out to the gentleman and see if he can table for us and get back to Sol to let her know if that'll be okay with Sol.
That's fine with me. That's fine. Do we want to just stick with one area, or do we want to, because like I used to work in the SEEK department, so there's a couple of people I could let them know about it too, or do you want to just stick to your department? Either way is fine by me.
So I can find out from him if he could, because I think at one time when they tabled for me, they didn't just have the Transition Academy, they had somebody else to come to, maybe from admissions or something like that at the same time, to promote Medgar, to come out. But what was the name of the office that you were referring to?
SEEK department.
And SEEK stands for?
Search, Education, Elevate, and Knowledge. And so basically SEEK is the same as, it's basically like the division that supports those who are lower income, need extra education support. It's another name when you're in like state or other schools.
That's for college.
Yes.
College.
That's what's for college.
That's Medgar Evers College, not Medgar Evers High School, Valerie.
Yeah, I'm talking about college.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the high school, Valerie?
I was kind of talking about the college, but I do have a connection at the high school as well. So I can reach out to them, because, some of the students are going to be transitioning at some point to college. Some of them, not all. So maybe having both areas covered.
All right, that'll be cool.
Here's
Yeah.
what I'm feeling. Here's what I'm
Okay.
picking up is that the two of you should maybe be like the local school outreach committee. Was that a laugh of yes, Valerie?
It does. I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'll
Okay.
work. So
Okay, I appreciate that. So maybe I'll
Okay.
I'll leave it to the two of you, Sol and Valerie. And then Talicia obviously is super helpful as well, as she's a local teacher.
okay. So what is this group now called? Local outreach? What?
The school outreach committee.
Okay. Okay.
So
All
I
right.
would say maybe
Okay.
if y'all can just like connect via email or check in real quick and just keep each other apprised of the various schools that you're reaching out to. I think
Cool, cool.
that would be helpful. And I
Valerie,
yeah,
oh,
go ahead, Sol.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
Valerie, can we chat? Can we put in chat, or is our chat is not available, right?
No, the chat is not available. So let me give you my number so you can text me.
Go ahead.
718
Uh-huh.
909
Uh-huh.
8210.
Okay,
718 909 8210.
got it.
There it is.
And I'm definitely, open to helping out. If you want to loop me into that chat, my number is 347
Mhm.
723 7887.
Say that first part again, 7887. You said 723, is that a 3?
Yeah, 723 7887.
Okay, got you.
Okay, and then I also have a question. Are we also looking into like organizations like Co-op Tech that offer like training programs for students once they graduate from high school and access VR?
Absolutely, absolutely. Anybody who could bring any job resources should be invited.
Yeah. Talicia, if you have a connection.
Any job resources or training, everybody there, all these people should be invited. Once you connect with them, let the district know so we could reserve a table for them. I mean, you could send it to Prima and Prima will follow up with the district.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, my school has a connect with Co-op Tech, so I can definitely work on that, and I'll reach out to Access VR as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. Oh, yes. And access
Look it
VR.
up. We have 15 tables reserved, and I'm pretty sure we can grow that if we want to. Sounds like we only have like 5 or 6 of those tables covered at the moment, so there's definitely space. And if we go over 15, I'll let the district know to just get more tables for us.
In terms of table, the district is planning for 100 tables already.
Right, throughout across all the committees, but
Because of the committees, yeah.
that's planning for 15 for our committee.
Mhm.
So if I can recall, I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but did we mention at a previous meeting that although this is kind of, that this is the youth services portion of this big event, that we were also going to try to have some other things beside employment opportunities, since it's kind of past summer youth job time? For example, New York Cares, do they have any organizations that are, say, youth focused that would have something that's catchy? For example, if I'm a young person going through this event and I have, I'm just gonna say, I'm just making this up now, have some mental health concerns that I'm post-COVID now, trying to readjust, trying to deal with social media, trying to deal with Facebook, whatever, that I might come to a table over youth services versus going up to the health table where all the adults and the old people are, and their stuff is looking old for old folk, versus something that's attractive to me as a young person that can get some health information. And it doesn't have to be mental health, it could be anything on health, but youth focused and hip and young. Don't all talk at once.
Yes, we're open to that, Valerie. Definitely.
So I didn't know if Todd with New York Kids.
Todd's gonna hook it up.
Yeah, we do have a vast network. I will work to reach out to various entities who do various things and see who's available and willing to come out and table and be a part of this. So yeah.
To that end, in terms of health, coordinate with Francisca Leopold. She's also developing a whole section in terms of youth health also. So she's also inviting some people that deal with some of the health, she's part of the Health and Social Service Committee. So because she's inviting some people dealing with that specific area, I think Primo, you should try to connect with her and find out what she's doing in that area. Because she mentioned that at the last Health and
Who's the
Social
chair?
Services meeting. Francisca Leopold.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. I see her all the time anyway. We're on the Kings County Community Advisory Board together.
Yeah, man, I'm about to join you next month.
Great. But I think youth specific resources should live in our area.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'll chat with her about it. But yeah, Todd, feel free to invite anybody, and whether they end up in our section or a different section doesn't really matter as long as they're there.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Thanks, Todd. Todd, do you want to be included in kind of like our larger email chains, or like, I don't want to flood your inbox. I don't send that many emails, once or twice a month. But do you want to kind of be a informal or formal member of the Youth Services Committee, or are you just bouncing around to all the committees?
Sure, you can add me. You can add me to that email chain. That's fine.
Perfect. Khalid, can we add Todd?
Yes, I can add Todd, no problem.
Thank you. Okay, so we've been given this May 6th deadline, which I think is probably going to end up changing in order for us to kind of recruit. I think it's good for us to work towards it for like this Friday and see how much support and tables we can recruit before this Friday. I frankly think that deadline is going to shift because the community board hasn't gotten out a flyer, a QR code, a registration link really until today. So I would assume that they're going to move it until next Friday, but let's shoot for this Friday. Just wanted to name that for you as kind of the deadline that we've been given by the larger community board. I think that then we've talked a little bit about logistics and check-in. I really do think that largely belongs at the larger community board level, but I also agree with Rashida that we should, and everybody else who said this, that we should have a CB9 table, and that we should have our own separate check-in. I'm happy to build a Google form. Does anybody know how to, well, Talicia, you apparently know how to do this. Do you know how to do a QR code that links to a Google form?
Yes, I do. I can definitely do that. Not a problem.
Like first name, last name, email address. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Keep it as short as possible.
Not a problem. I can set that up.
Thank you. And then it leads into the next two pieces, which are, I am not going to be in New York City on June 4th. It sucks. I hate it, but I have to be in Philadelphia that weekend. We're never going to find a date that worked for all of the committee chairs or every single person, but I know that this group will be there, and I hope they all have it on your calendars. Khalid, I think one thing we should do is send out a calendar appointment to all of the committees to make sure that everybody has this on their calendar. For those of you who are diligent, maybe just take out your phone and add a calendar appointment for yourself right now so that you're sure to have it. I think we're going to need certainly like all the people on this call and probably more people to show up day of. And so I'm thinking like the recruitment of volunteer support is going to be important. I think that in terms of having a point to like run things day of, I hope that there are folks who want to do this. I've talked to Sol about it, this last weekend, and I think Sol is going to be here and is down to kind of like run point day of, in terms of just being kind of like the primary contact. But I think that, many of you have been on this committee for a long time, and I think y'all can collaborate together. I just think we do need to name one person that like everybody can reach out to. come day of in terms of the vendors. And so I think it's, you know, important just to identify who that person is. Sol, if you're comfortable being that person, I'd love to have it be you. And then you can kind of deputize amongst the entire, you know, CB9 group, but it sounds like you're connecting with Valerie and you're connecting with Talicia and you have folks' phone numbers and
That's fine with me. I don't mind being the point person that day.
cool. And you live what, 2 blocks away? So
Yeah, I live down the block.
it should be pretty easy. Great. Well, thank you for, you know, agreeing to do that. And then I think with regard to recruiting volunteer support, does anybody have any ideas of folks or a network of folks who we could reach out to for volunteer support? I think we're gonna have representation from all of the different committees. So like there are gonna be community board members and committee members, but I think you'll probably need more than like the 5 people on this call or the 6 people on this call to really be committed to supporting the event day of. Khalid, can you speak a little bit at all to what that looks like at the event wide level, or has that not really been covered yet?
In terms of volunteer support?
Yeah.
So far, nothing. I can't say that we've done any outreach for volunteers. We have a list of volunteers from the past that we could always, you know, send out a notice to, and I can definitely bring that up with my colleagues in the morning regarding how we're going to go about doing that. But so far, there has not been any real outreach for volunteers.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, we got a whole big community board and a bunch of committees, and a lot of people are going to show up.
Right.
And I think this is a pretty active committee, and I think, you know, between the 5 or 6 folks who will be available day of from this committee, you should have a lot of it covered. I think the education committee is also pretty active, and you should get some support from the education committee. But I think, like, frankly, just by having like 4 people who are really committed to showing up and really turning it on day of, you should be fine. So I'm not terribly concerned with it. I think that's honestly like most of our agenda for today. I think in terms of next steps, like we all have different vendors to reach out to. Todd lets me and you connect via email so that I can send you, you know, the flyer and like a draft outreach email that you can feel free to edit or disregard as you see fit. And then the school outreach committee is gonna handle the school outreach. So I definitely trust that y'all get that done in the next week or 2. And Talicia, you said you were gonna make a little QR code situation for our students to register day of. Does that all sound right? Am I missing anything big?
Sounds good to me. I do have a question. It might be a silly question.
Yeah.
But is there any money?
There's a budget for the entire community board fair. It's an $8,000 budget, but it's like DJ, like renting tables, like buying water, getting some food. So again, it's hard because we don't have our own budget. The larger community board has a budget for this event. I think everything that we would want to bring to the table outside of that, we'd have to in-kind or source ourselves.
Got it. Okay,
What
because
kind of things did you want to buy?
I was kind of thinking about like the fun aspect, and I don't know, I wasn't really sure what it would be, but I was gonna look into something. So I just wanted to know if there was a budget that we were working with.
If you want to find some quotes for things like t-shirts and like what have you, we have some benefactors I feel like who would throw in for that for sure.
Okay, got it.
You know, if we can, if you want to do something for like $500, like I can raise $500 for that, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
And I have some a connection if you need shirts and stuff like that. So let me know about that.
Okay, thank you.
And just I can my firm can like donate as far as like if you need money for the t-shirts, or we can do a sponsor or something like that.
Sweet,
I'm
thank
talking about. Great. So maybe So maybe just add me to a text chain if y'all, you, Talicia, Rashida, want to talk about, you know, things that you'd like to purchase or things that we need sponsors for, and we can make some outreach around that happen. Anything under $500 is doable.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Great. Adjournment has arrived. An hour, very effective. I appreciate it. We're off to a good start, and the next month is going to be critical. I may ask this group to reconnect. Like, our next meeting is like June something. Like it's after. It's like probably June 7th or something. It's not going to be before. I would love for us to meet. Do we think we could meet on 30th? Ugh. Do you think we can meet on the 23rd?
23rd. Yeah, I mean, what time?
We could do 7. Is that fine for folks?
I have a meeting at 7 o'clock on Saturday, the 23rd. But I don't have one.
Sorry. I said the 23rd, but I probably should have meant the
24th.
24th.
Yeah, what about the 24th?
That's our general board meeting. Can't be the 24th.
No. And all right, Khalid, I'm looking at my calendar. Jeez. Can we do 6 to 7 on the 24th?
I'm sorry, say that again.
6 to 7.
Do you want that? I don't know if we can accommodate the hour between.
I'm just saying I can do an informal meeting, Khalid. I'll send out a Zoom link. It doesn't need to be all.
Oh, okay. If that's what you'd like to do, I'd say just make sure you notify the office on that one, and or if the Monday is easier for y'all to do that, you can also do that. But that Tuesday is the crunch time, so
yeah,
to know. So yeah, just shoot the office an email, letting us know your intentions.
Yeah, Valerie, Nick, Alicia, can y'all do that time, Rashida?
I have to get back to you on the time on the 24th. I think I have a seminar that I give on that Tuesday before.
Oh, on the 24th.
Yeah.
What? Can we make it the week before that then? Like say Thursday the 19th? Because if 24th is crunch day for CB9, if we have any asks or gives or whatever, it might not jump off because next thing you know, it's Memorial Weekend and we're done.
How's the 19th for folks?
That's a Thursday. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, I can't do the 19th. I have a work event. I could do.
Okay, well, we're back to the next week.
I could do Wednesday the 18th. Any takers?
What time? 6 o'clock, you said?
I could do 6 or 7 on the 18th, and then the 18th. Yeah.
The 18th for me is okay.
Yes, that works for me.
6 o'clock is good on the 18th for me.
For me too.
Okay, that was good.
Perfect. Look at you, Valerie, making moves. I'm sending out a calendar appointment right now to everybody who's in this meeting. If you didn't come to this meeting, you don't even matter to me. This is kind of the core group, though. Honestly, we always have some folks who come at the beginning and then stop coming.
And you're saying 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Okay,
I'm just making sure I actually have everybody who's here on this. I'm making a calendar appointment right now. I'm gonna make it a Google Meets. Is that fine?
That's fine.
That's fine. Oh wait, you said Google. I hate Google Meet. Please. It always echoes, and those sound works for a little while, and then my sound cuts out. I don't know what it is. I can't.
All right, I'll update it to a Zoom before. But just for the sake of ease, because I'm on a Google-based computer. Todd, what's your email address?
It's todd.gale@newyorkcares.org.
Is it typed out like New York Cares or is it NY Cares?
No, typed out New York Cares.
Okay. Cares.org?
Yep.
Got it. If you can make it, great. If you can't, I get it.
I should be able to make that Wednesday the 18th. That's good. I can make that.
Okay. Khalid, I'm gonna add you to this. This will serve as my notice to CB9.
Add the office email.
Okay, what is it? CB9 something something?
EK09.
EK09-1cb.nyc.gov. I got
Yes,
you.
sir.
That's the
Done.
one.
Sent. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I appreciate
All
you.
right. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
good night.
Bye, everybody.
Not everyone, thank you.
Night. Peace.
Peace.